Storms are brewing in parts of North Dakota, and that could mean a number of things if they turn severe later tonight. We're talking hail, strong winds, and a chance of tornadoes. Let's head over to meteorologist Robert Hahn to find out what's happening now in our area. Robert?
What's happening now is a brand new severe thunderstorm watch has just been issued for northeastern portions of North Dakota. That goes through midnight tonight, and already seeing some severe thunderstorms developing west of our region, and those will continue to move off towards the east, affecting our western counties in the next hour or so. That's how it looks right now across the region. In our area, right now we've got some weak thunderstorms in northwest Minnesota. Those will continue to move off towards the east and weaken as they do so. A very strong storm up in southern Canada, that moving off towards the east, southeast, that may start to affect our northern counties in the next hour or two. And then off towards the west, the strongest storms by far, a couple of severe thunderstorm warnings out towards the west. Both of those storms capable of producing 60-mile-per-hour winds and ping-pong ball-sized hail. And these storms just getting going, and we'll see more storms develop as we head through this evening and moving into our western counties. There is that risk for severe weather, and we could see two rounds. We could see this round this evening with that risk for some damaging winds, damaging hail, and maybe some isolated tornadoes. And then overnight, early tomorrow morning, could see another round with a risk primarily being some damaging winds. Our storm chaser Eric Whitehill is out and monitoring things as we go through the rest of the evening. It's hot out there, lots of energy to work with temperatures in the 90s, including 95 in Jamestown. And it's windy out there as well. Winds out of the south and southeast, gusting over 30 miles per hour. Here in Fargo, we stay dry as we head through the rest of the evening, and we'll slowly cool it on down into the middle 80s by 9 o'clock. So a lot of weather ongoing right now. It's still west of our area in terms of the severe weather, and we'll let you know when things get into our area and if they remain severe as they do so.
There's a lot brewing out there.
A lot brewing out there.
Yeah, thanks, Robert.
You got it.
Investigators in West Fargo are working to figure out what caused a car to go up in flames, causing some serious damage and major traffic problems on Main Avenue earlier today. Fire crews were called out around 1:30 this afternoon to JWD Auto on Main Avenue, just a few blocks away from 45th Street. Officials say the blaze moved to two other vehicles and also started the second floor of the business on fire. It took crews around 2 hours to get it under control, and westbound traffic along Main Avenue from 45th Street South in Fargo to 17th Street South in West Fargo was closed off for over an hour while crews were on the scene. Health officials in Polk County are keeping a close eye on a developing medical situation after 3 confirmed cases of the mumps in the area. A concerned viewer contacted our whistleblower hotline saying their friend received a letter from Polk County Public Health about mumps cases found in Winnemac School at the end of the year. Sarah Reese, director of Polk County Public Health, says her agency did send out the letter to parents detailing signs and symptoms of mumps, as well as warning of other potential exposure to people, but couldn't confirm if the cases were in students. Reese continues that while Polk County has not seen a mumps case for several years, this is a big deal. She says it's vaccine preventable and it's a virus, meaning there's no medication for treating it. We've got more information about the signs and symptoms up on our website. Police in Dilworth still do not know the identity of a man found dead in a car in the Walmart parking lot last month. Officials say their initial information from the medical examiner in the Twin Cities does not offer much. The man's fingerprints are not on file. They add there's no sign of trauma or injury to the man's body either. Chief Ty Sharp said last month the towing company was called to the store to remove a vehicle that had been parked in the lot for a couple of days. When the towing company arrived, the man's body was found in the back seat under a blanket. Sharp said at that point it appeared the man had been sleeping in the car and was there for a few days. If you have any information, you can call police. A North Dakota man has admitted to sexually assaulting a 13-year-old boy with developmental disabilities. 53-year-old Daryl Midkiff of Minot pleaded guilty today to a felony charge of gross sexual imposition. State prosecutors say that Midkiff's son told investigators he witnessed Midkiff perform a sex act on the boy, and DNA tests supported the son's story. Midkiff will be sentenced October 24th and faces the chance of life in prison. It's Friday and time to take a look at this week's Valley's Most Wanted. Police say Joshua Edwards is wanted for simple assault on a peace officer and preventing arrest, which are felonies. You can call your local law enforcement if you have any information on Edwards. So far, Valley's Most Wanted has helped capture 579 felons. A Horace woman found a large spider on her living room floor, and it turned out to be North Dakota's largest spider species. Valley News Team's Ashley Bishop explains there are some spiders and insects you might run into in your home this time of year.
Your windows and doors may be open because of the warm weather, but you may be letting in other things besides the sunshine. You could be letting in insects like this.
That spider in particular we do commonly get. It's called a dark fishing spider, and it is the largest spider that we have in North Dakota, and that's, I think, why people get freaked out about it.
Bozay says they're harmless and found across most of the U.S. and Canada. The dark fishing spider is mostly seen in the spring and fall. They typically hunt above the water for minnows and aquatic insects.
But when water starts to dry up, they will wander around and they can get into people's homes.
The dark fishing spider can bite if it's mishandled, but it's not poisonous. Other spiders you may run into can be the wolf spider or the jumping spider. Eastern North Dakota doesn't have any venomous spiders, but in Lakes country, they have the cousin to the black widow.
You do get the occasional northern widow, which is a subspecies of the black widow, but they're very rare.
Bozay say it's best for people to just collect the bug in a cup and release it in your yard.
Unless it's really actually a pest, most insects are very beneficial. They're either pollinators or predators of pest insects.
The best way to avoid bugs coming into your home is making sure your windows and doors have screens on them and making sure there's no holes in them either. Ashley Bishop, Valley News Live.
A local exterminator says the most common call he gets is for ants because of the dry weather. If you find an unknown insect, the NDSU entomology department does insect identification. You can learn more about the program on our website. And remember to like Valley News Live on Facebook. You can follow the latest news, weather, and breaking news updates anytime on your feed. Just search Valley News Live, like our page, and you'll stay informed throughout the entire day. A police chase has ended in a fiery crash and standoff on a North Texas interstate this afternoon. Police say officers were in pursuit of a driver in an 18-wheeler in Arlington. Police say the big rig had reached speeds up to 100 miles per hour. Officials say when the tractor trailer started to slow down, it crashed into several vehicles, injuring at least a dozen people and sparking a truck fire. Police say they pulled the man out of the truck shortly before 3:30 this afternoon, and the incident ended peacefully. Terrifying moments at a small-town celebration in Illinois where two hot air balloons collided, setting off a dangerous chain of events that would knock a balloon operator out of one of the baskets. It happened yesterday when a sudden gust of wind sent the blue balloon soaring and slamming into the yellow balloon below it, and then knocked the pilot of the blue balloon out of the basket. But he holds on to the side of the basket as it lifts up in the air, maybe 50 to 60 feet, only to come crashing down again. This time, the pilot falls to the ground, but the balloon takes off again with two passengers inside. Fortunately, the pilot only suffered minor injuries and was the only one hurt in that accident. A Moorhead woman was hurt in a rear-end crash on Highway 10. It happened just west of Glendon just before noon today. Troopers say that 53-year-old Keith Anderson of Ulen, Minnesota, was following an SUV and crashed into the back end. The crash pushed the SUV into the median. A passenger in that SUV, 54-year-old Lisa Seljevold, suffered non-life-threatening injuries and was taken to the hospital for treatment. No one else was hurt in that crash. A West Fargo couple is getting a little help from their friends, and when it comes right down to it, it's a lot of help. The couple, Mark and Gladys Vervallen, are getting a ramp for their home. They're paying for the materials, but the Home Builders Association's Remodelers Council is making that ramp happen. They're building it. Mark Vervallen has a number of serious health issues, and it's real tough for him to get around. Gladys has issues too. The ramp is going to make that a little less so.
Just yesterday, he fell out in the yard. This is going to just be so nice for us. He's got no grip with his hands, so he can't hang on really to the steps to go down. So it's like, oh, you cannot believe what this means to us.
The Remodelers Council does a number of projects like this every year. They are generally referred their way by the Freedom Resource Center. Grab the family for 2 nights of fun in Hawley, Minnesota. The rodeo kicks off another year with performances and competitions. This year, ghost riders will be in the arena, showing monkeys riding dogs. Dusta Lee is showing trick riding, which involves gymnastics on horseback, racing at full speed.
On a whole, it's just an adrenaline rush. It's exciting, and that's what I think people get from it too. Because even when they're not actually physically performing with me, they still can see and appreciate the fear, the danger, the excitement of a show like that. So.
The rodeo takes place both tonight and Saturday at 7 in the evening. For more information and to see the schedule of events, go to valleynewslive.com and click on this story. This could be your weekend to head to the lake or your secret fishing hole. Starting today through Sunday is Take a Kid Fishing Weekend in Minnesota. Anglers can drop a line without licenses if they take children ages 15 or younger fishing. It's designed to introduce the next generation to the fun of fishing. There are few things as refreshing as a hop in the pool or the lake when it's hot. And a lot of you are already making use of area pools. They opened just in time for an early summer warm spell. But today, the pools and the people who run them are not only focusing on the cooling off, but also water safety. Sanford's Family Wellness Center is teaming up with pool operators in the metro area to teach kids and parents about water safety and what they need to know to be safe while enjoying this special summertime activity. The Centers for Disease Control says every day about 10 people die of drowning.